There's Dad's 2014 convertible Stingray, and the topic of discussion, his 1967 big block Corvette. He has some kind of a noise inside the engine. It currently has a 502 crate motor, and he's in the process of pulling it out to send it off to a engine builder to have them go through it and fix a couple things. It burns oil like it's burning gas, and that noise, the more you run it, the more it, don't know if it's got a rod coming apart or what. Let's see what he's doing. Well, do you want to take this hood off or what?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hollywood. See, you already have the you already took the fan off and the water pump, and
Yeah, just kind of put your hand on the bottom, on the very bottom of the hood.
and rest it on your neck or shoulder or whatever. Yeah, that's light. Yeah. What's next?
Well, I need to get the radiator out. That's one of the biggest headaches there is.
We've already got it drained, right?
Yeah, but it's not as easy as you think. Because the radiator, you've got to take it out all at once, but what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to take this loose and I'm going to tip it forward. Because otherwise this shroud hits on the A-frames on both sides before it comes out.
Wouldn't you take the shroud off? Just
You
take it
can't.
off?
Shroud won't come off.
Really?
Nope. Look at it down there and you'll see why.
Well, I see a couple of bolts on the sides.
It ain't the bolts.
What?
It's the bottom of it. It's the A-frames when it comes out. It will not come out.
Are you sure with all this off it won't come forward enough to get out of there?
Nope.
Well, so what, you got these two bolts on the side, and when you try to get it out, it won't come forward enough to get past this?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think you have to take the radiator out first.
I don't know.
Well, believe me, I've done a lot of these.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And it's just not, for some reason, it just won't come up past those A-frames because of the tilt. And if you look over on this side, the bottom of it is this wide. Look at the bottom of the shroud. See how wide it is down there?
Like right here?
At the very bottom.
And does it clip onto anything, or?
It's just got those 4 screws in it and one up here. It won't come out. I've tried it.
So do you take this upper support off, or?
It's not an upper support, it's the core support. It's the whole core support. I got it down in there, but I was thinking that you had to take the radiator out first. Which is, hell, there's only 4 bolts over there.
Gas and bitchy, you gotta take this out. How long has it been in here?
Maybe a year.
That's what you get for buying a used motor off your neighbor.
Like, the thing was only supposed to have like 200 miles on it.
Is that in your way over there?
No. Is it on?
Yeah, it's on.
Don't stand there, take a reach.
Huh?
Get that bolt out there.
I'm the cameraman.
I know, that's what
I'm supposed to be the cameraman on this project, not the worker. I'm always the worker. How long have you had this car now?
5 years.
5 years? Has it been 5 years already?
These just pop off. They're mounted in the rubber.
Does the rubber come out too, or does it stay on?
It all comes out. Like that.
Where's your organization card? Oh, I I gotta get a shot of Dad's tool cart is getting put to good use.
This one, I have to take the horn off to get in. Yeah, I think we can get the radiator out. If that hose come by it, hell. Let's see the shroud now. We're breaking this. It's $550 for the shroud.
I don't know why it wouldn't come out unless it's catching something on your side.
What about the hose? We would have to take the hose off to get it out?
Not the shroud unless it clips to the bottom of the radiator somehow.
Okay, grab hold of the radiator.
Is the hose off?
No, it's on there. Oh. Let's see if the shroud comes.
Yeah, see, I didn't know why I wouldn't. And what do I do with this? Sit down
Set
over
over there.
$500 for a shroud?
500
For a factory original shroud?
Not original. Watch. Grab hold of the hose. The other end, so it doesn't drip all over. Radiator's heavier than the hood.
Yeah, it is.
Set it right over here.
Yeah, you need an aluminum radiator lighting up that car. Man, that thing weighs a ton. Got your van steel tubular control arms, upper and lower.
Coilovers.
Coil over front shocks. Now, will you take the rest of this support out to pull the motor out, or do you leave it in?
I didn't last time. I didn't even loosen it up. But I'm thinking about pulling the transmission out with it.
Then do you take that out, or?
I'll fold it forward. That's the hard part, getting the radiator out. Yeah, this car's not easy to work on.
Corvettes never are.
It's not easy.
I mean, when I had that 75, everything I did to it was harder than a regular car. You know, everything I tried to do to it was twice as hard as the things I would do to that Chevelle.
Because of the radiator and because of the welded-in cross member is what makes this car impossible to work on. Everything else is just like working on a Chevelle or anything else, but when it comes to those two things, and like I said, you gotta be so careful with that shroud not to break it. Back in 1971, I ordered one of them fan shrouds for a 67 coupe I had that I bought off John. He didn't have a fan shroud. He broke it getting the radiator out.
Yeah.
And I ordered it from Chevrolet. And when I went down there to pick it up, Junior Barkman was in the parts department. And he said, "Oh my God." He couldn't believe the price. It was like $200 and some dollars.
In 71.
And I mean, we were getting a massive discount, and he ended up selling it to me for like $120. Wish I had it now.
Yeah.
Probably worth about $1,000 of new old stock. But, you know, I'm kind of excited to get it up there, guys. Like I said, the car's got more power than what it really needs.
So
It's
I mean,
overwhelming.
it's a 502 468.
460, I think it is.
Okay, so it's not a 502, it's a 502 460, which is plenty.
This is the early crate motor.
Early 502. So I mean, you're not going to have them hot rodded or anything. They're just going to go through it, find the problem, make it reliable.
I may have to put a little bit different thing in there.
Yeah, I mean, why? For what? To achieve what? What are you trying to get to? Just
More power.
Make it sound better, or are you
Just more
just
power.
going to say, hey, I want 500 horse?
Yeah, and they're going to Dyno.
Okay. Pretty radical. Yeah, I bet when you put this in, you didn't think you were ever going to have to pull it out again, did you?
No, not really.
Yeah, you going to take anything else off of it?
Well, I could take the plugs up. I got to see if Chad's got a spark plug range.
If he's got one, why? You don't have one?
I don't have a 5/8.
You don't have a 5/8 spark plug wrench out of all these tools? Well, that's just crazy talk. Finding some of your tools in Chad's set?
I knew I was going to have to look through this.
Yeah, you better before he takes it home.
Because I didn't buy him any snap-on tools.
No.
Snap-on metric. And I just happen to be missing a socket.
Is that
That
one you're
size.
missing? Imagine that. Matching set. Yeah, now I can go back to being the cameraman.
What? You get to work here.
Man, who put those in?
I don't know if it was me or not.
I like your wire management.
Yeah, pretty slick, isn't it?
God, you need a breaker bar for them plugs?
I'm beginning to wonder if I shouldn't get a 1/2 inch.
Can't even get the boot off, can
I
you?
must be getting weak.
You are. The old guy can't get the plug wires
Got
off.
that one off. Well, it doesn't help with this in a way.
Yeah.
That extension on that hole. Yeah, I better get this shorter. This will work better. That big wrench with an adapter.
I think that one just was nothing.
Bigger wrench. The plugs don't look bad in this.
Then you just get that last plug wire off. Yeah, I guess I'll give it a try.
Come on, pull it off there.
I turned it and it popped right off. You gotta pull the plugs to pull the manifold.
Yep. The manifold won't go down over the spark plugs. Everybody thinks it will, but it won't. You can get this one.
Do I need to get these plug boots off for you?
Just that one.
Ha ha. You're not shitting over here, are you?
Nope.
You sure?
Positive, 100%.
All the plugs still looking pretty good.
Yeah, they don't look bad at all. Of course, if you got something throwing 50,000 volts at it.
See, that's what I need. I gotta get that ignition system installed on my car. I think that'll make a world of difference.
Yeah, if it had been 10 years ago, I would have already had this motor out. I'm lazy.
Maybe 20 years ago.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, this old school shit, it sure is different than the new stuff.
All right, had enough.
What?
Had enough.
You've had enough, you're just getting started.
I know.
What's up with that? We've got video to shoot. Snap, snap.
Nope, I'm done.
Do you have anything funny and entertaining to say to the camera?
I'm hot.
Well, Dad got in a hurry and he ripped the motor out before I could come over and catch some video. But just to recap, Dad has, this is an original big block Corvette, 1967. All indications, it appears that it was an original 435 horse car because of several different things. Dad would have to tell us what the, I think, the tack showed. It had a higher RPM tack, which was 435 only. It had the rear end was for 435. What was it? The side exhaust, you can tell that it was original, which wasn't only available on a 435, and I think it's the U-joints for the half shafts are bigger. So there's several things that make it look like it's a 435 original, and things that you typically wouldn't change even if you were trying to clone a 435, but there's no paperwork. So without the tank sheet and without a trail of paperwork, there's no way to really prove that it was original 435, but it was definitely a big block. And when Dad bought the car, it had a 396 out of a Chevelle, and he bought a 502 460 horse motor off of his neighbor, and it ran great, but it developed a pretty nasty noise inside the engine, and we weren't able to find out exactly what it is. Now, we haven't tore the oil pan off and checked the mains, or the rods or mains, but we pulled the valve covers off, checked the rockers. I mean, it sounded like, kind of a rocker type noise, but the rocker arms in the 502s, or in this generation of 502, this is an early 502, are not adjustable. He decided to rip the thing out and send it to a builder, engine builder, and have them go through it. And I guess the 502s are notorious for burning oil, which this one did. You had to put damn near a quart of oil in it every time you got gas. He's got it all tore out, and he did it by himself. Sucker. I wanted to get some video of the removal, but he couldn't wait on me. But that's it. I will check back in when we start putting this thing back together. The dyno screen didn't show an accurate horsepower or torque reading. The technician said that there was a correction factor that would be calculated in the printout, and that's what you see here. There's Dad's 502 fresh back from the engine builder. We actually had them dyno it, and I can't remember the RPMs exactly. I'll try to post that as well, but it had 507 horsepower, I think, at 5400 RPM, or yeah, 500 horse. Good streetable horsepower too. It has on the dyno, it had a very tame idle, and I'm excited. I'm anxious to get it back in the car and see what it'll do. Corvettes everywhere. There's my 2016 Z06, Dad's 2014 Stingray convertible, and you just saw him pull out in his 67 coupe with a freshly built 502 first drive out of the garage with the freshly rebuilt 502. I hear it. Coming back from his first test drive. Carburetor's junk.